Yes, guys. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you very much for joining me on this late one. This is my second video of the night, guys. Where the work keeps going. We keep talking about Liverpool Football Club and news that keeps breaking. So big up to everyone. Thank you for joining me right now. And I mean his WWE intro. You know it now, though. You know it. Guys, if you're new around here, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Remember, we're trying to get a 10K by this time next year. We're almost on 6K right now. So, yeah, I'd appreciate the love, guys. How is everyone doing this evening? Hope you're all doing good. Big up to everyone who's joined from Coppish as well. Big up to the community over there. And big up to the Coppish raid as well. But, guys, how you doing tonight? I hope you're doing good. Obviously, I had a video earlier on this evening, and basically talking about the Mo Salah situation at Liverpool. If you've not watched it yet, go and check it out. And the possibility of Liverpool not getting a DM in this summer. And I went through, the situation at Liverpool in the midfield situation, and some news. I don't know if you can call it breaking tonight, but it, news coming out tonight that Liverpool might be interested in, some certain players. Alan Varela, I can't pronounce his name. That's who Liverpool apparently linked with. He's playing for Porto right now from I think he came from a South American team last year. A lot of Liverpool fans are actually talking about him last year as a possibility Liverpool to go after. There's been links that Liverpool are interested in this guy. Or, since the season pretty much finished last week, and there's been news about it, little bits and pieces here and there. There was little bits and pieces last season as well, but I'm not sure if it's completely true. It's what we're going to chat about. Big up honesty in the chat. Yeah, Alan Valera, is it? Yes, I can't pronounce his name. For Ella. Yeah, he's a defensive midfielder playing for Porto. Can't say I know too much about him. I know some people in the chat, know a little bit more about him than I do. So big up to you guys. But yeah, it came from Boca. Yeah, we were linked to him last season exactly. So, and this is what Russell, he was available for 8 million last season. I don't know how much it would cost if we got him this season, but he's only had 1 year at Porto. We've obviously got a good relationship with Porto, and they were very happy with the Luis Diaz transfer. I believe, didn't we let Mario Grujic go? Did we let Grujic go to Porto as well? So I think we got a good relationship with Porto. So it might be a transfer that is maybe pretty easy to do, and between the two sides, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, he's for 1 year at Porto. He's got a release clause of 60 million. Do you know what I'm saying? So if he's got a release clause of 60 million, we could have got him 12 months ago for 8 million. And this is what I was talking about earlier on in my show, guys, about the way our transfers have been the last 2 years. I honestly believe our recruitment the last couple of years doesn't make sense. It's been players picked out of nowhere that don't suit a system that we play. Players coming into our football club with no intentions of finding a position for them in the team that can benefit them. So for me, our recruitment's been a bit cack the last couple of years, and now we've got to catch up. Really, Arsenal have caught up; they're in front of us right now. Man City are still in front of us, so we've been caught up a little bit. And that's because of bad recruitment, bad decisions, bad decision making, letting people have too much power at the club when they shouldn't have all that power. And now it's starting to bite us on the arse a little bit. And now we've got to try and, try sorting that out. Big up to Solo in the chat. Yeah, Pep Linda's time at Porto. What's his name? Oh, what's his name? Yeah, it's gone out of my head now. Julian Ward. Weren't Julian Ward part of the process of buying players in Portuguese leagues as well? Because Julian Ward spent some time in Portugal, didn't he? And can't he speak fluent Portuguese or something like that? So it helped us in translation and that. There was a lot of stuff behind that. But what I'm been reading at the moment is that Liverpool apparently looking in the South American market, and I believe in like the sort of like Western European market. So, but let's go with the South American market first. Very interesting that Liverpool are looking into the South American market because I know it's something a lot of you guys in the chat have been talking about for a while. You know, this South American market that Liverpool should exploit a bit more. You know, because you cut out the middleman basically, and you can get players a little bit cheaper than originally. You know, if you go for a European place player like Alvarez and Darwin Núñez, yeah, Alvarez and Darwin Núñez pretty much have quite similar trajectories in their career. One cost 14 million and one cost 85 million. It's a market that's there to be exploited, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of talent in South America, a lot of unnamed talent in South America. Haven't Chelsea just picked up? Who's the player Chelsea have just picked up? Is he a Brazilian guy? Wonder kid from Brazil, ain't it? Now there's talent there. Real Madrid have been doing it lately. You know, in years before going tapping into that South American market. You think of Rodrigo and Vinny Jr. It's something I think Liverpool have got to look into, and that's the one. Big up, guys. Yeah, it's the one. It's the market Liverpool need to really exploit a little bit more because there is a lot of unnamed talent there. There is a lot of unnamed talent. You know, we've done it in before. Like Liverpool have looked into the South American market back in the day. You know, you think of players like Lucas Leiva, a player no one really heard much about. Was it Gromano we bought him from? Is that how we pronounce it? In South America, I think it was Brazil. You know, when he came to Liverpool, and that was what, 2008, 7? I can't bloody remember now. It's a long time back. You know, a long time back. So Liverpool have tapped into that market before, but it's been a while. You know, there's good players out there, man. You know, and they're usually when you get South American players as well, that you know they're workaholics as well most of the time. You think of the South American players that have played for Liverpool and that you see elsewhere, they're like workaholics. You know, they love the pressing game, they love the entertainment game, they got technique and skill. You know, it's a market you think, you know, the way we are set up as well in this self-sustainable bubble that we apparently live in, why aren't we looking more in the South American market? Who was that player we did get actually, guys? Can anyone remember his name? It's really passed me by. Who's that? Well, I think he was a South American player we bought. He was like a wonder kid. I think he was from South America, but he never got a work permit, and we had to loan him out constantly. Does anyone remember him? I think he was South American. I might be wrong here, but I think he was South American. We bought him in years ago. This is, guys, years ago, and we could never. We had to keep. Was it Alan something? Alan, was it just Alan? Was that his name? Yeah, and we kept Alan. That's it. And we kept having to loan him out to get a work permit. Do you remember? And he could never get a work permit. I mean, that's disastrous. You go and get a player that can't get a work permit. It's mad. I don't. Where is he now, by the way, guys? Does anyone know where he is now? Where is this guy now? Does anyone know? Yeah, same with the Forest striker. Yeah, it's sad, man. I don't know where Alan plays today, but yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. It's he's a player that will. So we've been in that market. He won the Brazilian league. Alan Rodriguez de Sousa. That's it. Look at that, my man. Coming in with the full beans there on his name. Thank you very much. What the Aldi. What the Aldi, you know. So it's a market we need to go in. South American market, something we're definitely looking at, and you know, obviously, Alan Varela, he plays at Porto. He plays at Porto. but he is South American. It's someone we did look at last year. As I said, he was only valued at 8 million back then. It could have been cheap as chips to buy. Now he's got a higher buyout clause. And as Colin said, be out Colin in the chat. I saw your chat. I saw your comment, mate, saying we've got yeah, the Jamie butchered my surname. Yeah, I butcher everyone's surname. Don't you worry about that. I Varela. Is it Varela? Varela. There you go. Varela. I butchered everyone's names. Don't worry about that, guys. My reading is not the greatest. I won't lie. Varela. There you go. But Alan Varela, look, I don't know too much about him. I know some of you guys in the chat were banging on about him last year. So big up to you guys in the chat that, know your stuff a little bit more than me. I'll give you my hats off to you guys in the chat. But yeah, I don't know much about him. Let me know, guys. If you know about him in the chat, Alan Varela, let me know in the chat is he out and out 6, or is he one of these midfielders that can play the 6, but it's not really a number 6? Like your Declan Rice's and stuff like that. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you know a little bit more about him. I'd love to know. I'm here to learn as well, I'm here to learn as well. Could have got him for 8 million, not 6. I know, 8 million, Klopp. 8 million. It's mad. This is what I keep saying about our transfers. Our transfers are just it's mind-boggling how bad our transfer business has been in the last couple of years. Now, the midfield situation. So I was talking about the midfield situation in my last video, why we might not buy a midfielder, and people have been talking about it, and obviously our comments in the video after. We've got a lot of midfielders. I don't know what Slot's going to play. Slot has been known to play 4-2-3-1. It's been known to play 4-3-3. If you're playing 4-2-3-1, you need a team with a double pivot and a number 10. We probably have too many midfielders on paper right now. We've got Wataru Endo, McAllister, Szoboszlai. Can't remember everyone now. Gravenberch, Elliott, Curtis Jones, Stefan Bajcetic, Tyler Morton's come back off loan. You got your Bobby Clarks and so and so and so and so. So we do need to get rid of some numbers, in my opinion. I know Thiago's left, but Gravenberch really came in at a time Thiago weren't playing. So Gravenberch has really taken Thiago's spot in the midfield. So what sort of, how many players are we getting rid of? Look, Wataru Endo is a player I've always backed this season. I've been behind him this season when a lot of people weren't. I was willing to give him time to get used to the Premier League and play. And I like the guy. I think he's a good player, but I'm not stupid enough not to think we need an upgrade on him. But I'd like to keep him in the squad. Because here's the thing, guys. Say we let Wataru Endo go. So we let Wataru Endo go back to Germany or something like that, right? And he's just a one season, one done kind of player, right? Then ain't we got to buy 2 DMs? Ain't we got to buy 2 of them? Why shouldn't Wataru stay as cover? What about Wataru as cover? This is the thing we've got to think about. So if we let Wataru go and we say, right, that's a midfielder out of our unit that we've got. Now let's go and buy the DM. Let's go and buy Alan. Let's go and get him in, right? But let's go and get him in, yeah. Say you go and get him in, Varela. Say you go and get Alan Varela in, yeah. You're still a DM short. You're probably still a DM short, because my issue with it is that Bajcetic has barely played football in 2 years. Think about it, guys. 2 years. Premier League football. He had a few games, 2 seasons ago when Fabinho and Henderson were out injured and Stefan came in and played quite a handful of games. He still got injured that season, let's not forget, when he came in. He didn't stay fit. He still got injured. Then this season, he was out the whole season pretty much of injury. So he hasn't played a lot of games in 2 seasons. Are we all going to say we're just going to play this guy now and go, right, he's our guy, Stefan's our guy, who's just going to be our DM or backup DM when he's barely played any football? Is that a gamble? I think Stefan's a good footballer as well. There is something about him, and that's why the club are really into him and want to keep him. But is it a gamble, guys? Is it a little bit of a gamble? Like Wataru Endo has probably played more. It's probably played more games. I don't know. Has Wataru Endo played more games in Liverpool this one season than Stefan has in 2? I need to find out actually how many games Stefan's actually played. It might be more than I think. Let me have a look. Let me get his transfer market up here, guys. I'm just going to check this out. I want to know how many games he's actually played for Liverpool. He played 6 games this season, by the way. Stefan played 6 games this season. He played 1 game in the Premier League, 1 game in the Europa League, 1 game in the League Cup, and 3 games in Premier League 2 for the youth team. So for the first team, he's only played 3 games this season, which is not good. It is not good. Right, let me get his... How can I get more of his stats out for you? All right, let's have a look here. Let's have a look. I can't remember how many games he's played, man. So Stefan has played 12 Liverpool games in 2 seasons, guys. He's played 12 Premier League games in 2 seasons. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to not count. So let me go back to 2020, 22-23 season, and let's see how many games Stefan played. Because this is a lot of faith in the young lad. So in the 22-23 season, he played 11 Premier League games, 4 Champions League games, 2 League Cup games, 2 FA Cup games. So he played 11, 15, 17. He played 18 games last season. 18 games he played last season. And he played 3 games this season. So Stefan Bajcetic has played 21 times for Liverpool in 2 seasons, guys. He's played 22 times for Liverpool in 2 seasons. Now, let me have a look how many games Wataru Endo has played for Liverpool in his first season. So I think it would be just a good thing to just gauge where we're at. So Wataru Endo this season played 44 games for Liverpool. 43 games for Liverpool, sorry. He played 29 Premier League games, 9 Europa League games, 1 FA Cup game, and 4 League Cup games. So Wataru Endo this season played 43 games for Liverpool. Stefan Bajcetic, who we got a lot of people really rate and like, has played 21 games in 2 seasons. 21 games in 2 seasons. That's what I'm saying, D-Dubs. That's what I'm saying with Stefan. I counted the 2 seasons that he's played, and this is what I'm trying to say. If you let Wataru Endo go this season and buy a DM who's played 43 games for Liverpool this year, are we all convinced that Stefan is the man to be second choice next season when he's only completed 21 games for Liverpool in 1.5, 2 seasons? That's where I'm coming at it. He only played 3 games all this season just gone. And the season before he played a few games, played like 18 games, but got injured as well that season, let's not forget. So is it a bit of a gamble to let Stefan be that. And is Stefan a DM? This is another question, guys. Is Stefan Bajcetic a defensive midfielder? Or is he more of a number 8? What do you guys see him as? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, guys. What do you see Stefan as? Is Stefan Bajcetic a number 6, a DM, or do you see him as a number 8? Because I don't know if he's an out-and-out DM either. You know, I don't know if he's an actual out-and-out DM. I know Wataru Endo is obviously an out-and-out DM. That's his position. But it's Stefan. Do you know what? That is, Colin, that's quite a scary thing. Wataru Endo has played more games than Thiago has in 3 years. Wow. Playmaker 6. Stefan Bajcetic's book has his cousin, is he? To be fair, Jay, I haven't seen nothing. That is very true. Jamie, you keep on about we have too many midfielders, but how many of them are actually good enough to compete and win? Why can't we upgrade on Jones, Elliott? Why not Elliott, obviously? Diaz, Simicas. Yeah, I'm fine with that Liverpool 67. But who are you selling all these players to? I totally agree. I said this in my last video that we shouldn't be keeping all these players constantly. But who are we selling all these players to? I'm happy for them to go, but apart from Harvey Elliott. But who are you selling all these midfielders to? Who are you selling all these players to? You know, who are we selling them all to? So if you're if you're running Liverpool Football Club right now, and you've got Stefan Bajcetic, who they obviously rate highly. Liverpool obviously highly rate this kid, yeah? He's had injury issues. Liverpool go hope that the injury issues and the growth pains and everything he's had are behind him. And if they rate him like that, for me, he's their not their number 1 DM, but he's in the frame to be in the match day squads next season. And then you got Wataru Endo there, who came in last season, did a job. He's obviously, for me, I love the guy, but he's probably not good enough to be the number 1 DM for Liverpool, so you need an upgrade. But he's also Endo's got experience as well. You know, this is not a dead footballer like people think. He's a Japanese international, played in World Cups. You know, he's an experienced footballer. Do you let go of that experience, or do you keep that experience around in your squad? You know, oh, big up BW. Do you keep that player around in your squad? That's the thing. I'll ask everyone in the chat right now. What would you guys do with Wataru Endo? Would you loan him? Would you sell him or keep him? Let me know in the chat right now. Wataru Endo, guys. Sell or keep? Let me know in the chat right now. Let me know in the chat right now. Sell him or keep him? Because for me, if you go buy an out-and-out defensive midfielder, I think Wataru Endo is the perfect substitute for him. A lot of you are saying keep. Flux says sell him to Southampton. Endo, keep. Easy, keep. His experience is vital. That's what I'm saying. Do you not? That's what, look, everyone's saying keep. Big up to you guys. Some people saying sell. I like what Russell said. His experience is vital. Got some sells as well. Keep loving though. Keep can't sell a lot can't sell for a lot anyways. Endo is a bargain. Big up Flux. Keep. Yeah, like a lot of you are keep. Yeah, I'd keep him as a backup. You know, it puts a lot of. My worry is that as a football club, we're going to put a lot of pressure on Stefan. I don't know if you guys agree with that. He's a young kid who's still inexperienced. As I said, in 2 seasons, 1.5 seasons, whatever you want to call it, is only played 21 times for Liverpool. And by the way, not all of them have been at defensive midfield. He's played right back a couple of times or once, and he's played in the 8 before as well, not just the 6. So he's not always played as a DM. I just feel like for a kid like that who's been out for a year as well, I don't think it's going to be easy for Stefan to come back next season. In fact, this might kill everything here. I'd be thinking about loaning Stefan next season. He's missed a year of football, guys. He's missed a year of football. He's going to need to catch up. And I feel like putting that pressure on Stefan next season, coming into this Liverpool team, we let Wataru Endo go, right? Say we let Endo go, right? Who's more experienced and played far more games than Stefan. We let him go. It puts so much pressure on Stefan, not only to play, but to stay fit as well. And he's missed a year of football. I'd literally think I think it's better for Stefan's career to loan him where he's going to play. He needs. I just think I don't want to put too much pressure on a young lad because I think Stefan's a player, by the way, guys. I'm not sitting here thinking Stefan's not a good footballer. I think he's a very good footballer and there is something special about him. I think we all saw that when he did break through and play for Liverpool. You can see he's got technique. He is aggressive as well. Everyone, Stefan is an aggressive player. He does get stuck in. He can make a challenge. We've seen it ourselves. And he has got technique. He can turn a player. He can keep the ball under pressure. He's got passing range. We've seen him score against West Ham a good goal. So he has got a lot in his locker. He's got ability. My just worry is for a young lad like he is, since 2022 to the 2024 season, so 2022-23, 23-24 season, he's only played 21 times. He only played 3 games last year. He's been out for 12 months pretty much. I just think it's a big ask for him to come straight back in the team and go, bang, right, you get on with it. I just feel for a man who's got not enough experience yet, it's not like he's a 26-year-old who's had, a couple of 100 games and he's got Champions League experience, international experience, Premier League experience. You can afford to let him come back in the team, but Stefan hasn't got that yet. And I think he might need it. I think a loan would do him good. I'd actually loan Stefan, right, for a 12-month loan. I'd keep Wataru Endo because he's more experienced and a better player right now. Go and loan Stefan out. Let him have a year of tearing it up wherever he's going to be. Tear it up. Maybe, look, Pep Linders is going to be the Salzburg manager. Maybe loan Stefan to Salzburg. Yeah, Pep Linders is the Salzburg manager now. Maybe loan him to Salzburg. RB Salzburg. Loan him over there. Let him play over there for 12 months. Let him do his thing. Let him learn a bit over there, play for 12 months, do his thing, look good, play European football, play league football, get a good 12 months out of him, then bring him back. I think that would be something good for him. It's an interesting one in this DM argument that we've got at the football club right now. And it's a difficult one for the football club to navigate. And the reason is because the poor players in the DM position is quite small. Do you know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of great quality in this number 6 position. If you look at, there's a lot of midfielders who can play the number 6 that aren't actually a DM. Everyone keeps saying Declan Rice and players like that. They're not really DMs. They're just all-round quality midfielders that can do jobs no matter where you put them. And out number 6, Ugarte, Polinia, these kinds of number 6s, they're a bit limited on the ball, but what they give you is that destroyer. That person just smashes everything in their way, wins it back, gives it simple, and the rest is played on. That's the sort of player maybe we're looking for right now. That sort of player with that kind of just a smash mouth. He doesn't have to be great on the ball. Defensive midfielder. You know, maybe that's what we need because, you know, we got, that Redondo kid. You know, what is he, 18, 19? He's an out-and-out DM. You know, who's the guy from, is it Benfica, guys? Is it Benfica? Who's that DM at Benfica that everyone's talking about right now? Is it João Gomez? Is that his name? I just feel like we need that. We need that just smash mouth DM because is it Neves? João Neves, is it? João Neves. Who's that João Gomez I'm thinking of? Who's the Wolves player? That's quite good. What's his name? I might be thinking of him, you know. Is it Lewis something? Is it Lewis something? Because we was after him last year. He's a young lad, like 21 years of age, but he's got like a £100 million release clause. Is it Benfica I'm thinking of? I can't. Florentino. There we go. Thanks, Ross. Big up, man. That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah. And Gomez is at Wolves, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, plays at Benfica as well. There you go. That's who I'm thinking of, you know. And is it João Gomez at Wolves, yeah? Is that the one? Big up, Major. How you doing, man? Burning me not. Oh, yeah, definitely, man, definitely. How you doing, Major? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up to you, my man. Yeah, the DM at Atlanta, Edison, looks decent. Looks really good. More watch him the like. There is one player though, right? There is one player I think Liverpool can get if they really want to go and get a defensive midfielder. There is one player I think you can get, and people might shoot me here and go, "We're not going down that road again, Jamie." I'm going to say it right now. I think Tchouaméni is gettable. I really do. I think Tchouaméni is gettable. And the reason I think he's gettable is this. People are going to kill me on this. But I think he's gettable. I think you could buy him from Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid would listen to offers for Tchouaméni. I really do. Because when Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, when Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, which will probably happen, it's going to push Jude Bellingham further back into midfield. And in, from my opinion, Jude Bellingham going back into midfield will probably take Tchouaméni's spot in midfield. So if you think about it, I think he's gettable. I really do. I think he's gettable. He doesn't always play either. He doesn't play a lot. He doesn't always play. And, you know, Modric just signed a new deal. I know Tony Cruz is leaving, but the thing is that the reason I say this as well, the Mbappe deal, I know it's a free transfer for Mbappe. Right? But the Mbappe deal is still going to cost them a lot of money. They got to pay a signing on fee, which basically going to be cost of transfer. And then they're going to have to give him his wages, whatever that's going to be a week, 700-800 grand a week wages. Yeah. Could even be £1 million a week. Right. They're going to have to get money back. And I feel like if you look at all the midfielders Real Madrid have got, right now, Tchouaméni is the most gettable. Now, if I'm Liverpool and I'm ambitious, he's the person I get. Forget everyone else. Liverpool obviously really want Tchouaméni. They rate Tchouaméni. They went for Tchouaméni before. Now, I know that Tchouaméni turned us down, right? And you don't go back to the hand that bit you, right? I get this, yeah? But he turned down the old Liverpool. This is where I'm coming from. He turned down the old Liverpool, the old regime. This is a brand new Liverpool now. New regime, new box, decorated difference. I think people are underestimating that Tchouaméni could be gettable, guys. I'm hearing people say Camavinga. They won't let go of Camavinga because he's versatile. Camavinga can play fullback. Camavinga can play fullback. People think Tchouaméni's is least available. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. Camavinga plays more than Tchouaméni, by the way, guys. Camavinga plays more games than Tchouaméni. And Jude Bellingham, what people are not getting is Jude Bellingham is going to go deeper into midfield next season because Mbappe is going to take the striker role. They're going to play Rodrigo, Vinny Jr. and Mbappe as the front three, which means Jude Bellingham's going to have to be pushed back into a deeper midfield role. You know, he's going to have to be pushed back in a deeper midfield role. Also, Camavinga plays more than Tchouaméni. You know, he's the way. I'm just saying it right now. If I'm ambitious, and everyone you guys always talk about ambition, isn't he the one we should be going for? Big up, Scraps. How you doing, man? He's the one I'll be going for. Maybe I'm more ambitious than you guys, but I'm looking at it thinking everyone's got to think about the situation at Real Madrid. Mbappe coming to Real Madrid is massive, right? Because of the situation. Jude Bellingham is the future of Real Madrid in that midfield with probably Camavinga. Camavinga is versatile, so he's never going to go anywhere. Valverde is not going to go anywhere. Valverde, Camavinga, and Jude Bellingham is the future of that midfield. That is the future midfield for Real Madrid going forward. Camavinga, Jude Bellingham, and Valverde. The one that's probably gettable out of all of them now is probably Tchouaméni. If he 90, 100 million, if you want the DM guys like that, go and get that DM. Go and get him. You know, all these DMs we're talking about on online at the moment, everyone keeps chatting about. Go and get Tchouaméni, man. As I said, as soon as Mbappe goes, Bellingham's role is going to be pushed back because Bellingham always plays like as the false nine at Real Madrid. His game's going to be pushed back into a central midfield role. Camavinga's one of their main starters in next season because Toni Kroos has left, and Valverde and Modric, Valverde, Camavinga, and Jude Bellingham. They're the four main midfielders at Real Madrid as we speak. Tchouaméni's the fifth, which means Tchouaméni's the most gettable. He's the one, man. He's the one. And I get what everyone's saying. I get it. But, yeah. That's the one I would go and get. That's the one I would go and get. If we want to be... Could you imagine, guys, let me pitch you this idea right now. Tchouaméni and McAllister in a double pivot. Szoboszlai in the 10. That's your midfield. Tchouaméni and McAllister as a double pivot in midfield. Szoboszlai in the 10. Then you've got Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Gravenberch, you know, Curtis and Wataru Endo and people like that on the bench. Yeah. That's your midfield. That's your midfield three. That's your midfield three. I'm just, you know. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that's what, if we're ambitious, right? If we're ambitious, that's what I'd go for. Does everyone agree with that? If we're talking about ambition, we should look at that situation, Right. Let's scrap that anyway, because I'm just talking from an ambitious point of view, guys. I'm just talking about an ambitious point of view. Now, a lot of people are talking about, is it Andre from Fluminense? Yeah. Andre turned us down to stay at Fluminense. Everyone knows the story, yeah? Liverpool went to Andre. They wanted to buy him. He turned Liverpool down because he wanted to stay and win the Copa de Doros, is it? Copa de Doros or whatever it is. I can't pronounce it properly, but everyone knows what I mean, yeah? He went and wanted to win that because Fluminense have never won it as a club, and he wanted to win it for them as a club, and they won it, yeah? Then Andre apparently regrets not joining Liverpool when he had the chance. Now, again, that was the old regime at Liverpool. The new regime might be like, give it back. Let's go and give it a go again. I think he's got a small release clause of around 30 odd million quid. That's the rumours. He ain't that expensive. We were talking about the South American market earlier. Maybe that's something Liverpool could look at. Maybe something like that. And I don't know. Alan Varela. I just don't know. See, the rumours of Alan Varela today, it sort of broke this evening on Twitter, people talking about it and saying like Bayern Munich and Liverpool are looking at him. Liverpool were looking at him last season. I just can't get out of my head that he was available for 8 million last season and we turned it down. But he's available for 60 million this season and we might go for it. It doesn't compute in my brain. It doesn't make enough sense to me why we would go with that deal. I don't know if that. I just don't know. And is Andre good enough? That's another thing. None of us know, because how many of us are watching Fluminense games? I mean, let's be real here. How many of us are actually watching Fluminense games and know if he's any good? I know a lot of the talk was, he's a Thiago-like player. He's a bit like Thiago. And that's cool. Any player that's like Thiago as a footballer, I'm at. As long as he's not injury prone like Thiago, I'm good with it. And then we got the new fish on the block, the one that everyone likes all of a sudden, that no one was talking about, 6 months ago. In fact, no one was talking about him 4 weeks ago. And that's Ederson at Atalanta. Like, this guy has come from nowhere. Like, literally nowhere. No sod was talking about this guy at the beginning of the season, in the middle of the season, in January. No one was talking about him there. And all of a sudden, the last 4 weeks, everyone's talking about him. Like, so what happened? Is he the guy? Is he the guy? Or is it the way Atalanta play, because they play man for man marking all over the pitch? Is that the reason he stood out quite a bit for everyone? And this is the thing. Atalanta. Lookman. Here you go. Here's another one. Lookman failed at Everton and failed at Fulham. No one wanted him as a striker. He scored a hat-trick in the European final for Atalanta, and I see people waving their dicks for him. Makes no sense. It's like, why didn't we buy Lookman? What a player he is. Well, because he scored a hat-trick in the European final against Bayer Leverkusen. No one wanted him 2 weeks ago. Like, literally 2 weeks ago, no one wanted Lookman. And now all of a sudden, people want Lookman because he scored a hat-trick in a European final, but he failed at Everton and Fulham. And this Ederson guy, I don't know anyone who's talked about him, man. I don't know anyone who has spoke about him. And no one spoke about Lookman all season. like literally all season at Atalanta. I've not heard anyone talk about Lookman until a week ago when he scored in the cup final. Even 2 weeks ago, let's face it, was anyone talking about Lookman? No. So is this Ederson? I don't know. Is he that good? Big up Scottish Bear. Look, Scottish Bear's watched Ederson for a while, and that's. I mean, I haven't. So just I don't know. I just think we live in. Do you know what it is with football, guys, and with the transfer window? I hate the transfer window. I'm going to tell everyone right now. I absolutely detest the transfer window. It's good for a content creator like myself, making content on transfers. It's my job. It's good to talk about transfers and debate transfers with people. But in reality, I hate the transfer window because everyone gets linked to players that apparently everyone's watched. You know, everyone's watching Liverpool every week, but they got at the same time they're watching Portuguese leagues, French leagues, and Dutch leagues. Same time Liverpool's on. Do you know what I mean? It's not happening, is it? Let's face it, right? And everyone's an expert on this player and that player, and they could do this job and they could do that job. Why ain't Liverpool buying that player? Why ain't Liverpool buying that player? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know who's good and who's not anymore. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I see. Everyone's talking about Elise at the moment. Elise, look, people have spoke about Elise for a while, and Elise is a talented player. I've got my concerns about. I've got my concerns about Elise. I really have. I don't think the Elise that plays for Crystal Palace is anywhere near the player that plays for a top league team. I think he'd be curtailed a little bit. You know, at Crystal Palace, he's allowed the freedom to do whatever he wants because he's their best player, and they don't hamstring him. You know, to doing certain roles, they let him have the free reign of the pitch and to do whatever he wants. They can show off his ability. I just don't know if Elise will be able to do that if he goes to a bigger club, because at bigger clubs you got more responsibility. You know, you got a far more responsibilities at clubs like, you know, Liverpool or Man United or Chelsea or Man City or Arsenal. You know, you got more responsibilities to look at. It's so I'm not entirely in the Elise bracket right now. Do you know what I like better? I like Eze. I think Eze suits Liverpool more than Elise, in my honest opinion. I think Eze really suits Liverpool more than Elise does right now. That's just my opinion. Polina hype died off. He was supposed to go to Bayern. Do you know why it died off? Because everyone saw him this season and he ain't actually that good. What's he get, like 13 or 14 yellow cards this season? Everyone kept moaning about Wataru Endo getting booked all the time. I mean, ain't like Polina got like 13 yellow cards this season. It's ain't mad like that. Polinia's reading of the game is not great. It's not as good as everyone thinks it is. It really ain't. It's nowhere near as good as everyone thinks it is. That's why he gets so many yellow cards. The reason he gets a lot of yellow cards because he's late to a lot of challenges. And the reason he's late to a lot of challenges because his reading the game is nowhere near as high as people think it is. Simple as that. Fabinho, he got booked occasionally, but he's reading the game was at a higher level. Rodri's reading the games at a higher level. You know, I think Polina, what people have seen as Polina is pretty average. He's pretty average. He's slow. I think he's slower than Endo, if I'm honest as well. Red Chili, what are you laughing at, my friend? What happened? What happened to make you laugh, my friend? What happened to make you laugh? The Awakened? Who said The Awakened? What? I am confused. Is this something in the chat that's going on? I am so confused right now, Red Chili. What's happening? I'm so confused. Eze's 26. Yeah, Eze's a lot older than I thought. But I think he suits Liverpool more than Elise. I really do. I'd play Eze in the midfield, Tony. I'd play him in the midfield three. Play him in the midfield three. I just don't see the Polinia thing, guys. I really don't. I think he's pretty average. I think he's reading the games terrible. He's always late for tackles. He's terrible on the ball. Yeah, I don't get it. I've never understood it. I mean, I think in a Liverpool team, most tackles won João Palhinha, but what does most tackles won mean? What does most tackles won mean? Oh, big up Phoenix. Oh, Jamie, I said it's a silly old game. What does most tackles like? Szoboszlai, I think, won as many tackles as anyone in our midfield. I wouldn't say he's a good defensive midfielder. Trent Alexander-Arnold wins a lot of tackles, guys, and a lot of interceptions, but no one thinks he's a good defender. I just don't. I don't. I just don't. I don't think he's that, guys. I think he's reading the game is atrocious. That's why he gets so many bookings. He's late a lot of tackles, and then on the ball, he's just trash, man. Absolutely trash. And I think he plays for quite a slow Fulham team in midfield. You put him in a fast-paced Liverpool team, I think he gets. Look, Wataru Endo is not quick either, and Endo got caught out numerous times. And I don't think Polinia is anywhere near athletic or quick as Endo is. So I think Polinia would have got caught out quite a lot. I just don't think his reading of the game is Liverpool level. His reading the game might be Fulham level. That's fine. And I'm not going to trust Bayern Munich, by the way. I know Bayern Munich were after him, but Bayern Munich are hiring Vincent Kompany as manager, who relegated Burnley on 27 points. So I'm not going to really, listen to what, It's just my opinion anyway. It's just my opinion, guys. Everyone else might love Polinia and I might be the odd one out. And it's all cool. It's all cool if people love him and I don't, by the way. And I don't mind that. You know that. It's just not my cup of tea. I think we can do better. I think that's safe to say. I think Liverpool Football Club should be able to do better than Polinia as a DM. Agate, every time I watch Agate, his arse is on the floor. Like literally anytime I watch Agate play, and when I did play, well, I haven't seen him much this season because I don't think PSG overplayed him. But because is it Vitinha came in and took his spot? So Vitinha came in and took Agate's spot. So that tells you everything you need to know about Agate. And Agate, when he was at Sporting, every time I watched him, his arse was on the floor. He must have had so many grass stains on his arse. His arse must have been green every game, man. He was always on the floor. That's yeah. I'm not a big Agate fan. That's why I'm saying get Tchouaméni. My whole thing. Exactly, Americ. That's what I'm saying. Endo got 10 yellow cards this season in a fast-paced Liverpool team. And Endo is probably as athletic and quick as Polinia is. And Polinia got more yellow cards than that. And people criticised Endo. Polinia would just be the same. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the comparison I'm making. But that's just me. I know, Scraps. It's just my own imagination that we could go and get him with my ambition. You know what I'm saying, Scraps? It's my own ambition. If we're ambitious, let's go and get the main man. You know what I mean? Jane, what's your thoughts on Trent in Slot's team? A right back or a six pivot? Crucial season for his Liverpool career. Right back and right back only. I am sponsored by Ariel. Big up, Colin. I think I'm done with the Trent in midfield debate, to be honest. I don't know if he can play there. I just want... Do you know what it is with Trent, guys? And I'm going to keep saying this about Trent. I think we need to highlight Trent's abilities more than we are right now. Would everyone say, with Trent's abilities, would you say Trent is being used correctly in the inverted system or when he's just a normal right back? Let me know in the chat right now. With Trent's abilities, guys, and how good he is on the ball, is he being used correctly in the inverted system? Yes or no? Are we getting the best out of Trent's abilities playing him in the inverted system? Because I personally don't think we are. Now, Trent's got defensive weaknesses, and I appreciate that. But I think his defensive weaknesses are highlighted even more when he plays inverted. I think he's terrible at the inverting role. I think Trent is terrible in the inverted role because he's not good enough defensively. He makes too many mistakes. He can't defend well enough in the inverted role. I prefer him as a right back defensively than when he inverts. I don't think it's benefited him at all. He gets hardly any assists at all, creates hardly anything in the inverted role. What did we all love about Trent at right back? The amount of assists and goals he created in that position, the overlapping, the wide areas of the pitch that he could get in. When we're getting pressed, he was the man who could switch play better than anyone else in our team, right to left. His understanding with Mo Salah on that right-hand side. Getting 20 plus assists in all competitions almost every season or close to it. And the inverted role, don't know if that does him justice, man. I really don't think it does him justice. I don't think he creates enough. I think what we're doing with him in the inverted role is highlighting his weaknesses more, because what do we all say about Trent when he plays inverted? Yeah, he's good on the ball, but every mistake is evaded because of Trent doesn't go into his... And what happens, guys? Our centre-backs go to right back because they have to cover for Trent. So Kanate has to go all the way over to right back and all the way back to centre back, all the way to right back, because Trent's never in the picture. So what it's done, it's highlighted Trent's weaknesses more than it has his strengths, in my opinion. I personally feel like we're taking Trent's strengths away from him. I want Trent as a right back and a right back only. We got too many good footballers in midfield now. Why does Trent need to be there? We don't need Trent inverting, in my opinion, because we have good footballers there. McAllister can do that Trent role in midfield. Szoboszlai can do that Trent role if he needs to be. Gravenberch can do that Trent role where, you don't need Trent there. What you need is Trent Alexander-Arnold in them wide right areas. Getting in them wide right areas, getting the ball past the halfway line and use his creativity and intelligence and his passing skill in a position that no one else has got in the Premier League, by the way. No one else has got a player like Trent at right back in the wide right positions of their pitch. Nobody. And for me, we lost that last season and the season before when we played this inverted way. We lost that. And I think we need that, get that back, in my opinion. And also in that inverted role, we play too many Hollywood balls. Yeah, he's capable of it. He's very capable of it, but he played too many Hollywood balls for my liking. Too many balls over 50-yard straight passes through the middle constantly. And I'm like, that's not Trent's game. He's so much. That's not him. You know, I don't know if he's got the ability to play midfield as an all-round midfielder. What everyone's got to remember, playing the inverted role as well, he's not starting in midfield. He's ghosting into midfield. It's completely different. He's a right back ghosted into midfield. When you're starting as a midfielder, it's easier for opposition players to pick you up and mark you out the game because that's your starting position. It's not Trent's starting position. Trent's starting position is right back, and he ghosts into midfield into that space. When the space is evaded, Trent ghosts into it and takes that space up. But if Trent starts as a midfielder, that space won't be there because everyone is now used to Trent starting in that position. That's the difference, guys. That's the that's the issue, and that's why I love Trent at right back, man, going up and down that right side of the pitch. People say he can't do that anymore. Why can't he do that anymore? What is he, 24, 25? So he lost the ability to run. Trent should be getting up and down that right side of the pitch all day long. Get Trent back to doing what he was doing best. Also, I don't think it's helped Mo Salah's game out either. Because what happens is if Trent is inverting into that midfield area, in the forward areas, he's taking up space in the pitch, further up the pitch where Mo would like to be. So if Mo's out wide, Mo has 3-on-1s, yeah? 2 3-on-1s. But he has no right back overlapping him to take defenders away and make space for him. So that's why Mo's games looked off this year. And that's what no one's picked up on. Everyone keeps complaining about how off Mo looks this year. He keeps giving away the ball and stuff like that. Guys, when you're being doubled up or tripled up in every single game and you've got no fullback overlapping you and no width around you at all, and all you can do is pass inside, so that's all Salah can do. He gets the ball out wide, he has to pass inside and then run to try and get the ball again. So everything goes really narrow. Where if Trent was overlapping him, taking a player away, it'd be much easier for Salah to do his thing. It crowds out the midfield. We get so crowded in that midfield position. And he pushes Elliott into Mo spot. It looks crowded. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. I just feel like I want Trent back to being Trent, the best footballing right back in world football for me. Not defensive right back, but the best footballing right back in world football, without a shadow of doubt, is Trent Alexander-Arnold. But we've taken that away from him playing this way, and I don't like it. Let's get Trent in them wide positions on the right-hand side of the pitch, where he can exploit teams like no other right back in world football can. Let's get him back to what Trent's best at. Let's use Trent's best abilities to Trent's best again. I'd love to see it, guys. Love to see it. Look, and maybe in international football, Trent can play in midfield because international football's a little bit slower. You get more time on the ball. There's more space around you. So Trent internationally maybe can play in midfield at times. But in club football, I think Trent's better as a right back. I really do. Big up, Skip 2. Thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. Much love to you. Would you play him as a 10 or a right wing or a right midfielder in 4-2-3-1? Play him as a right midfielder, Skip. I'd play him as a right midfielder, definitely. I think that right side of the pitch, right midfield, right wing back, right back. They're Trent's positions for me. If you're going to play him, if you're playing an old-fashioned 4-4-2, yeah, if you're playing an old-fashioned 4-4-2, so an old-fashioned 4-4-2 is, so say David Beckham for Man United, he's a right-sided midfielder. That's what it used to be called in the day. Central, left-sided midfielder. So right-sided midfielder, central midfielder, left-sided midfielder. That's what it used to be called in the day, yeah? If you're playing an old-fashioned 4-4-2, Trent is your David Beckham in Liverpool. That's what he is. He plays on the right-hand side. He covers the whole right side of the pitch, from the halfway line to the final third. He covers the passing lanes for defensive positions and used ability on the ball. Right wing back, right midfielder, right back, anywhere in them positions, I think Trent cooks. Inverted going into midfield, don't think it works for him, man. I don't think it works for him. I don't think it works for him. Big up to you, man. Tony says, totally agree, Jane, but worried Trent doesn't want to play right back anymore. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. So if this is why I said in my earlier video, you've got to buy a right back that can take Trent's position and give him a kick up the arse. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, if we buy a right back who's better at being a right back than Trent, then Trent's got to do better to work get his position back. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But Mo can't dribble anymore. Exactly my point, Donut. So if Mo can't dribble anymore, why have we not got a right back overlapping him that can take defenders away from him so he has more space? Do you see what I'm saying? But if you've got a right back goes in centrally and Elliott, so like they're like a triangle, yeah? You got Elliott, Trent, and then Mo at the tip of it. If you have a look on the right side of our pitch, if Elliott plays, it's a triangle. So you got Elliott, Trent, who sometimes goes more centrally. Elliott goes to the right, and then you got at the tip of the triangle, you got Mo. So the ball just goes like a triangle. It goes in and out all the time, and there's no width. Really, what you want is take Elliott away from that picture, put Trent at right back who can run up and down the wing, overlapping Mo, let him taking a defender away and letting Mo come inside with less people around him to do his thing like he used to do. I really hope Slot doesn't compromise his system for one player. I agree. I think that's. I do think we did that last season a little bit. You know, you look at the way the Bosley from December till the end of the season fell off a tree because his job was that running job between boxes so we can invert Trent. I don't think that's the way it should be run. You know, has anyone watched Pep Linders' tactical breakdown on Redmen TV? Has anyone watched that? And Pep Linders breaks down the inverted system and he talks about it because they wanted more cover and control in central midfield. But it took away from Trent's game. And Trent's a fantastic. Trent is a world-class passer of the ball, so I understand why people would want him in midfield and want him inverted into their middle positions. But I just feel like it takes it away from his game a little bit. Unless Slot comes in and coaches it completely different. That's the only thing I will say, guys. If Arne Slot comes into Liverpool and says, I want Trent inverting still, but he plays it a completely different way to say Jurgen Klopp played it. And Trent's played differently. I've always thought that Trent should be that player that's. So this is where I think Trent should play. People go nuts with this one. I think Trent should invert it just in front of the back two, almost making a back three, not into midfield. And he's like the player that conducts everything from that area of the pitch. So Trent's inverting from right back, but he's going in sort of like just in front of, say, Virgil and Canate, or almost making like a 2 and a 1, yeah? And then Trent is playing from there, you know, knocking the ball back, putting the ball wide, putting the ball into feet through the middle, knocking it to the left, knocking it to wide right positions, putting the ball over the top to counter the press. So he's not actually going into midfield, but he's inverting into that position. I think that would be, if Slot does something like that, then you still can use the inverted Trent way of playing, but also it protects your team a little bit more because Trent's not wandering. Because my issue when Trent inverts, he wanders, don't he? He goes into like left wing, left-sided midfield. He goes into the 10 position, the 8 position, right wing. He sort of like diverts everywhere because he wants to be a part of the game. But if Arne Slot goes to him, look, I still want you to invert from right back. You're my number one right back, and I want you to invert, but I want you inverting a little bit differently. I want you to go and split Virgil and Konate. I want you to invert and go and sit in front of Virgil and Konate and just split them. So it lets Virgil and Konate just go a little bit wider of the 18-yard box, just a little bit wider. And you get Trent playing from a very deep position, conducting the game from a deeper position with the DM in front of Trent, if this makes sense. So Trent's sitting there and the DM is sitting in front of him. Yeah, and then Virgil and Konate are just behind him shielding. And then you still got your left back can still go forward and your DM is still in front. So you still got a little bit of protection, but Trent can still do his thing. Does that make sense to everyone? Or am I talking absolute bollocks here? Or am I tactically thinking that could be the way to do it? You know, if you're a bit like who used to do it? Who used to do it back in the day? The German player. Beckenbauer. Didn't Beckenbauer used to do that? Like Beckenbauer would go in front of the centre backs, wouldn't he? And the midfield pairing in front of them would just sit there, and he would control things from that area of the pitch. Is that correct? Is that what I'm thinking of? Let me have a look at the chat. See what you guys are saying. Oh, right, Philip. Yeah, big up, Philip. There you go. Similar to Beckenbauer, sweet position. Yeah. There you go. Me and Philip thinking the same. I think it's Liberio. Is it more Liberio or Liberio? I can't pronounce it because sweeper is Stammer. Who sat behind. So a sweeper, you have 2 centre backs, and the sweeper is behind the 2 centre backs. Is it Liberio where you have 2 centre backs and 1 just in front? I think that's There you go. Yeah, yeah. So more of a Liberio play. So he sits in front of the back 2 and has the DM still in front of him. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Big up. So did Mateus when he ended off his career? Yep. Mateus Sammer. Yeah, sweeper is further back. So the centre back, if you play a sweeper, it allows your 2 centre backs to play a little bit higher up, and the sweeper stays like in between the 6-yard and the 18-yard line. So he'll stay between the 6-yard line and the 18, the 18-yard line in that area there, and your 2 centre backs can go a little bit further forward. Yeah. I think that's the way maybe you can get Trent into this inverted system if you still want to play it. So but you need like Liverpool 67, you need other parts of the puzzle to make that right, and you're correct. You know, you do need the Brexit midfield, no nonsense. Let's be fair. If you had the Brexit midfield and you played Trent behind the Brexit, so you had Hendo, Fabinho, and Gini Wijnaldum, the Brexit midfield there, the 3 there, and you played Trent behind the 3, and then you got your 2 centre backs behind Trent, that would work beautifully. But we need them players, man. I agree with Russell as well. Football is too system based now. But that's the way we live in, ain't it? Football is too system based now. Back then, you could be more fluid. Now it's all about system without individual quality. Football is more disciplined now than fun. I agree. This is why we're talking like this, Russell. I agree with you, man. Like, football used to be a more fluid game back in the day. It is so systematic now. And because it's so systematic now, we've got to try and find these system changes. But I agree with Scraps as well. I don't like systematic football. I've made this apparently clear time now, but it's the world we live in, ain't it? It's just it's all about stats and systems. It's just the world we live in today, unfortunately, and we've got to partake in that future. But it's interesting, this number 6 position for Liverpool. Varela at the moment is, being looked at along with Bayern Munich looking at him as well, which means they gave up Polina. If Alan Varela, say Alan Varela goes to Bayern Munich and Liverpool's still searching for a DM, who's on the market? Polina's just signed a new contract. How much would it cost him to get out of Fulham now? I don't know. I really don't know. I think so as well, Tony. I think like with Tony is saying, I think Slot will play Trent in the inverted right back, unfortunately. I think he will, Tony, but I think he'll play him differently to the way Klopp plays him. I think he'll ask him to be more disciplined. I honestly do. I think it'll be a different way of playing him. I think I'm gonna say something right now. I don't think Arne Slot plays a lot differently to the way Klopp played the last couple of years. Setup wise, we're not going to play the same kind of football we played in the last couple of years, the Pep Lijnders way of apparently total control, where you just knock the ball side to side for half an hour and then Hollywood long pass. I don't think we're going to play like that. But system wise and setup wise, Klopp played the inverted system with 2 fullbacks. Is it true? I think Arne Slot is going to play quite the same like formation and system, but we're going to tactically be different, if that makes sense. So I still see us playing 4-3-3. I still think Salah will be right wing. I think Trent might invert, but I think the way we tactically play will be a lot different. I don't think we will be as exciting to watch like we were under Jurgen Klopp. I think we might be a bit more withdrawn and a bit more possession based than we were under Jurgen. I know we were possession based under Jurgen Klopp because we had a lot of possession because teams stood off us. But I think this time we got to be possession based properly for a reason. You know what I mean? And moving the ball around in triangles all over the pitch in a different kind of way, where our wingers will be played a little bit differently. So I don't think there'll be a lot of difference. I just think defensively we might be a bit tighter. I don't think our line will be anywhere near as high as it has been in recent times. But I don't think a lot of change, guys, and that's why we got Arne Slot in, guys, because it's not going to be a massive change for these players in the summer and pre-season. When these players will come back from the Euros and get back together in pre-season, and Arne Slot's taking his first training session with everyone and explain to them the way he wants to play, it's not going to be that much for the players to adjust to, because it'll be quite similar to what they've been doing for the last few years. And that's why he's in, man. And that's why he's in. But yeah, this number 6 thing is going to drag on and drag on. The centre-back options, I honestly do believe we're going to buy a centre-back and a forward. Them 2 options I think we will buy. And then this DM thing I think could run all summer. Oh, yeah, I did Donut, yeah. He just couldn't have it, could he? He just can't have it that there might be a better Dutch manager coming in than him. Do you know what I mean? He's jealous, man. He's jealous. And I honestly think this as well. No matter who you are, if you can't fit into the system, then I think you leave the football club. Because there's one thing I am sick and tired of: trying to fit players into a system that don't work and then making a system all around one player when it doesn't benefit everyone else. For me, the system at play should benefit every player at the football club, not just 1 or 2, and everyone else has just got to fit in. If you can't fit into the system that we want to play, don't care who you are, you go. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. Qatar Airways, big up, man. How you doing? People might not agree with that, but in my opinion, yeah, if you can't fit into this system, I'm sick and tired of having one or two players that the system's made for, and everyone else has got to slot in. No pun intended, but I want a system where everyone can flourish. I want a system where everyone can flourish. The system under Jurgen Klopp in 17-18, 18-19 and 19-20 was the best I've seen at Liverpool. Everyone flourished. It suited everyone. Suited the goalkeeper, the centre-backs, the full-backs, the midfielders, the forwards. It suited everyone. Everyone came in and knew what they were doing. If you was a sub, you came off the bench, you went in, everyone knew what they were doing. The system benefited everyone. And we went away from that and started putting a system in that only benefited a couple of people and it didn't benefit the rest. So for me, the system in place that Arne Slot's play needs to benefit everybody. If it don't benefit you, I don't care what your name is, you sit out. But yeah, 10 Jamie, we're excited to watch under both. That's just not Klopp and Pet system. That is. We might not think that Liverpool 67. I agree with you. We might not think that, but neutrals, Liverpool one of the most exciting teams to watch from neutral standpoint. We're in a lot of exciting games. You think even this season, how many exciting games Liverpool are part of? Not for us. It's nerve-wracking because we go goals down and come back in games and all that. But for a neutral point of view, Liverpool were one of the most exciting teams to watch. But from a fan point of view, it's boring as shit. I get you. Do you know what I mean? But look, there's only one way of playing football, guys, and that's the winning way. There's no right way to play football. Do you know what the right way of playing is? The winning way. The winning way is all that matters. If we park the bus in 38 Premier League games, but we win 34 of them, we're winning the Premier League. Who gives a shit? Does anyone care? Does anyone care if we win 34 games and 1-0 by parking the bus and being boring as shit, but we win the Premier League? Does anyone care? Because all football is about is winning. It's not entertaining the public and losing games of football. And everyone goes, oh, Liverpool are entertaining to watch. It's a 3-3 draw when they're 3-0 up. Liverpool are 3-0 up and they've drawn that game 3-3. But my God, Liverpool are fantastic to watch. No, I don't want that. I want people to go, God, Liverpool are shit to watch and boring to watch. What happened to them? But they win 1-0 every week. That's what I want. Winning football, man. Winning football is all that matters. All that matters to me. All that matters is winning football, guys. But yeah, Ten Hag, he's coming early with the look, let's face it, Slot's going to be at Liverpool longer and Ten Hag's going to be at Man United. I think we can all agree with that, eh? We can all agree with that. But guys, much love to you guys tonight. Thank you for joining me for another show. It's 2 shows tonight. Big up, guys. I'm going to be off tomorrow. I'll be back Wednesday, okay? So make sure you enjoy your week. I'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining me again tonight. Much love. God bless. See you soon. Bye.